bring Marc Jackson from NBC Philadelphia into the conversation. Now, real quick, I had lunch with my father today, and he said that he saw Marc Jackson on the airplane and said he was a very nice man. So, Mark, I want to thank you for being nice to my dad. He told me he saw you on the plane a couple of weeks ago. But another season, buddy. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been a fun season. And you got to be nice to everybody. You never know who's there.
That's right. That's right. I said to my dad today, he said, who's on the show? I said, Marc Jackson. He said, I saw him on the airplane. I told him, I said hello, and that he's on my son's show a lot. And he said you were very nice. So that's very nice. But last night, what a night. So Ben Simmons hit a three, I guess, right?
Yeah, he shot one.
So with that, is that enough for you to say that the summer work and everything and this guy's confidence is there, or how do you feel about that, about him moving forward with that now?
That was a big step. That was a big step for Ben. That was a big step for mankind.
The world's seminal moments
is 1A, Simmons shot 1B.
Exactly. He shot it. He not just shot it, he made it, which hopefully that propelled him to feel comfortable in a regular, real game time situation if he's open to shoot it. That would help him. That would help the team. It would just make him a better player overall. So hopefully that's the start of something big.
All right, so I think we all agree that him taking shots or pulling up or having that addition to his game is big. I guess the next question would be, all right, he pulls up and hits this one. Would you have liked to see him come out in the second half and say, I made one, and now I'm confidently going to show, because now it feels like he makes one, and it's like, all right, when's the next one? When are you going to do it again? You know what I mean? Or is one enough for you to say, nope, this guy is going to add this to his repertoire?
No, to be honest with you, I need to see it consistently in the sense of a game when guys are guarding him and he takes the shot accordingly to how they guard him. That's when you believe this is really what is the added feature to Ben Simmons' game. Until then, I'm not going to believe it. Yes, he shot one. Yes, he made one. That's a great thing, but he needs to shoot it consistently throughout the course of a game. And he's a point guard. He needs that to help spread his floor and make this team even more unguardable if he shoots it.
Do you think, Mark, that there's some kind of mental calculation going on with Ben? Like, I'm going to shoot one this game. I wonder if he didn't shoot another one because he wanted to end that 1-for-1, and then you take it to the next game and try and increase it a little bit. Do you think anything like that is going on in his head?
I don't know. And actually, I was thinking that. I'm like, you know what? He ain't going to shoot no more. He's going to say 100% from three for preseason. But I hope he's not thinking that way, because if you're thinking that way, you're not really allowing the game to come to you. I really believe Ben he's been working on it. He's been shooting 1,000 shots a day. It comes a time and a place where you have to say, okay, enough's enough. Let me add this. Let me do this consistently in my game. But until we see that regular season, we're going to be so skeptical about it. Whether you shoot one, whether you shoot two, the game would dictate what shots you would shoot. And some games need more than others.
How important is Ben Simmons' aggressiveness with the new team, with Al Horford and Richardson now alongside him instead of J.J. Redick? And I want your thoughts on this real quick. You have to pick one, Mark, for me. What's more important, three-point shot attempts/makes for Ben Simmons or free throw percentage?
I'm going to say 3 points. And why? Because if he's shooting the three, whether he make it or miss it, the point if he's shooting it, that means he's more confident. So if he's more confident, I think he is not going to mind getting to the free throw line. I think it was a few times that he actually shot away from contact in the last 3-4 minutes of the game because he didn't want to get to the free throw line. And I think if he's shooting the three, I think that means his confidence is there. And no matter if he shoots 5 or 10 per game, his percentage is going to go up because he has the mindset to make them.
Talk with Marc Jackson here. Sixers, obviously a big winner last night in that preseason opener. Ben was obviously that make was a huge story, but there's other things that happened, believe it or not. And one of them is this kid Thibault. I mean, I watched the blue and white on Saturday, and one takeaway was, man, that kid's pretty good. And he didn't disappoint. I don't care if they're playing Team Jacko in the AAU. His numbers last night, blocks and steals, He's all over the place.
I'm agreeing with you. When I seen him in the scrimmage, I said, this kid is ready. It's not like this kid needs to be developed. I seen a kid that was poised, who knew how to play in the course of the game and was ready for his moment. I thought he was way further more advanced than I was assuming he would be. And I think the way they played him in the scrimmage, I get a sense that just from the scrimmage, I got the sense that they felt as though he was way more ready than Zaire Smith.
That was evident, by the way, last night. Zaire didn't get any minutes until like the third quarter, right?
Exactly. This kid is ready. Diboll is ready defensively and offensively. This kid is ready to fight for minutes in the rotation.
So, Mark, let me ask you something philosophically about the preseason, because we were trying to figure out if NBA preseason is more like baseball preseason, where a pitcher might just work on a certain pitch that he's been working on all year long, the way Ben's been working on his jumper, or the NFL, they work on stuff all summer camp, but they don't show you anything in the preseason because they're trying to take it over into the season. I wonder how that works for the NBA, because I'm wondering if Ben will not really shoot a lot of threes in the preseason, specifically because he wants to do more in the NBA regular season and doesn't want everybody all of a sudden talking about all his three-point shots that he hit in the preseason.
That's a very good question. And I'm hoping that it's not that. I'm hoping that he's not thinking, I just shoot it in preseason and I won't shoot in a regular season game, because the Sixers traded away Markelle Fultz. And a big reason why they traded against Markelle Fultz is because of his shooting dilemmas.
Although I saw your tweet that you thought Markelle looked smooth the other night.
Mm-hmm.
He looked very good. He looked confident. He looked in the flow of things. And I was very disappointed he was wearing a Magic uniform, to be honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, Ben, for the development and maturation of the 76ers progression to constantly fight for a championship, this guy has to shoot the jumper. I don't think I'm going to give him a set number, but he has to add it to his arsenal, so teams have to adjust the way he's guarded, so which will open a lane up for Joel and Tobias and other guys.
Mark, last year and really the year before, when J.J. Redick was a Philadelphia 76er, we all know how much Brett Brown enjoyed Redick and Embiid and the dribble handoffs with those two, and that was a massive part of their half-court offense. J.J.'s gone now. He's playing alongside Zion for the Pelicans. Insert Richardson. How important is the chemistry between Richardson and Embiid, or is it a little bit overrated, and how do you compare that to the chemistry and importance of Embiid and Horford?
I think the chemistry is very important for all of them because even though Tobias was here last year, his role has changed. He has to be a scoring threat, which he was last year, but they made a move to get rid of the Jimmy Walk. So with that being said, they made a decision to put the ball in Tobias' hand a little more than they did last year. So he has to come out ready to shoot, ready to score, and I think he'll flourish in that. But also with that said, Joel has to find another counterpart to work that dribble handoff with, because that's a big part of Brett Brown's offense. Deservedly so, because it was very effective. Who will be in that dribble handoff position, I don't know.
Right.
I think Josh Richardson is very capable, but I think it will be a lot of Tobias Harris as well. But I really think the overall chemistry of all these guys has to gel. And it's so good to have all of them healthy, participating in training camp, to get more reps together. Guy could do nothing but help the situation.
Real quick, before we let Mark run, how I feel like adding Horford, while he's not a superstar, gives your team a level of credibility that maybe it didn't have. Like, he's just a credible guy.
Yes, agreed. He is a credible guy. That's right. He's not a superstar, but he's a legit NBA starting player that's going to give you quality minutes on an offense and defense. Now, keep this in mind. I said this on the air a lot last year, as I really thought Al Horford was the only guy in the NBA who, during a course of a game, can guard Ben and Joel and give them fits. Now, throw into the book another guy that can also guard Giannis and give him fits.
Yeah.
So I think the addition of Al Horford, him being a consummate professional, him being in shape, and him being a two-way player, does nothing but add to the credibility of the face of this team trying to win the championships.
Marc Jackson, basketball's back. Check him out on NBC Philadelphia, Sixers pre- and post-game on Twitter at Jacko2544. All-around nice man. Marc Jackson here on the Sports Bash. Thanks, pal.
Appreciate y'all guys. Have fun.
Yeah,
Thanks,
man. Marc Jackson, like all guests, appear via the Boardwalk Honda hotline. We'll be talking to Marc, obviously, a lot throughout this very anticipated NBA season with the Sixers